levels of
Alright, silicon, aluminum,
levels of carbon
lots of
found.
aluminum,
High
some
levels
carbon.
of water found.
Let's check
High
down this
levels
way.
of aluminum found.
Nothing yet. Bit of a weird map with this just flat plateau here. Kind of hoping to find some iron.
Medium
There we
levels
go,
of
that's
iron
better.
found.
Okay, do I try going robo? We've seen quite a bit of water. Maybe I don't need to go robo, but on the other hand, I could.
Permits approved in the third turn, with Alpha 3 team reporting in. We will have the first factories at an all-time high, thanks to the infrastructure boost you approved. We'll be able to ship more industries off Earth in no time.
That one's mine, sorry.
A geothermal vent. That will be useful.
And let's just throw down the steel. I don't want to save the money. We'll just sell what we need to get that done.
Expansive colony expanded.
This leaves us with almost nothing, but we've started most of the production we need. So I think it'll be okay. We have a lot of iron coming in. That's a really interesting little tile right there, isn't it? Ooh, wow, that's a really interesting tile. I don't think any more needs to be said about it, but it's an interesting tile. It's a decent source of silicon, kind of over there. Would have been really nice to find this spot, actually. These are auto-supplying, right? No, start auto-supply. Definitely want to be auto-supplying. Now, we just need to get to the point where we can afford 40 glass, which we certainly can. There we go. Got into it a little late, but not too bad. We're just going to wait for this upgrade. Then we got to decide what to do from there. We can maybe secure this water tile. It's a pretty solid water tile. Secure this silicon and keep going.
A new claim is available for auction. Bidding will begin now.
5,000, 7,000.
Come on. Come on. Nobody? Nobody?
So.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to take that tile over there. Shouldn't be any surprise to anybody. It's the kind of thing I like to do if I can get away with it. And
with this new
upgrade.
expansion, we have increased our potential production rates by a lot. The shareholders will love it.
All right, let's claim us this water tile. We need to think about power before too long. So we'll see what happens there. Power's not going too nuts yet. Can we just get a geo down? There are some geos. Maybe we can just throw a geo down this game and get away with it.
Black market's
open. Let's sell some aluminum. Do some of that once that's online. That'll kind of make power a little bit easier for us if we just do some of this early in the game. We can get away with it, I think. It's a new thing. I don't usually do that. It's different for me, but I want to try it out this game. And now the question is, glass or not glass? Oh man, are they going to beat us there? I don't know which one's ours. They're probably going to beat us there. That really, that'd be upsetting. I don't know if that's ours or not. I can't tell for whatever reason. Nope, they beat us. That's infuriating, but whatever. Then let's just do this. We won't move into glass right now. We'll just make more power. Power's pretty expensive. There has been another goon spot. We have to assume that it's a scavenger, realistically. And can we get another one down, please?
Market is online.
There we go. Oh, new claim is very cheap. Let's take that. Why don't we just kind of make some silly plays? Why don't we get a patent lab down? Why not? With this extra claim, let's just take a patent lab. Why not? Probably shouldn't have put it there. Oh well. We'll just expand before too long. We got a shipment of glass for whatever reason just now. The game kind of does that sometimes. Where it's like, here, just have thing. Like, thanks, game. Appreciate it. I like thing.
With this new expansion, we have increased our potential.
Oh, it's because we canceled. That makes sense. It's because we canceled the patent lab. It's not the game doing its weird thing, which it does sometimes. That's okay.
Freelance pirates are auctioning their services to the highest bidder.
Alright, well, somebody's got a bid on it.
3,000. 4,000. thousand, 5,
Go right there.
thousand, 6,000.
Hopefully we've set ourselves up in an acceptable spot. Asimov's kind of got some things going for him as well. Certainly very similarly set up to the way we are right now. We're just kind of transitioning a bit still, and he's not. But we do have more than he has, so hopefully that'll work out.
The black market is online.
I really want this claim, actually. I'd really like it. It sounds wonderful. Start auto supply on those furnaces. Get them running. But a claim for like 6K, that's pretty darn cheap. Pretty darn cheap. Now we can think about a patent lab, actually. And I'd much rather have it here than where
Expansive
it was
colony
before.
expanded.
That looks good. Asimov's keeping up pretty well. Not a surprise. We got very, very similar starts. He just got down a little bit later, which comes with its own advantages and disadvantages. His glass price is ridiculous, right? Like, we can just pump out glass pretty easily right now. Dust Storm is not good for us. Not good for us at all. We may need to actually do something aggressive about that. We may not. I don't really know. Power Surge, that kind of hurts. It's not too bad, but it kind of hurts. So we could just ignore the Dust Storm and kind of understand what it's going to do to the game, which is drive food completely nuts. That might be okay. Let's just sell a whole bunch of glass. Start nanotech,
With this
upgrade,
new expansion, we have increased our potential.
get a goon,
Market is
throw it
online.
down.
The shareholders will love it.
And start moving into all this food. That looks so good right now. How do I want to throw down food? And where is the question. I got options here. I could just kind of put food here and kind of get away with it. Ish. The electronic surplus is interesting. Not highly relevant to the game, except that electronics are going to be very difficult to use for a long time, potentially. I'm feeling targeted again. That's understandable. I'm kind of in an obvious lead this game, at least, when it's happening. So it's not, you know, the end of the world.
Expansive colony expanded.
Okay, new claim.
3,000,
A new claim is available for auction. Bidding will begin at
1,000, 6,000, 7.
What do we want to do? We're headed to nanotech. We need an end game strategy, right? We need something at the end of the game. Interestingly enough, Offworlds... Oh, I just bid up on myself. You didn't used to be able to do that. I don't know why they put that back in the game. I just realized it was ticking up. It was still lit, and so I was... Whatever. Oh well, I lost $1,000.
The
It's not
black
the end of the world.
market is online.
Not Superconductor. I really would like, actually, this game. It's a bit of an odd game to be trying it. But I want to see if I can make it work. We're going to see if I can make it work. Somebody's going for the ball. We can take virtual reality and then other things. We will start auto supply here. And I think we're actually going to scrap whatever. It's a stupid mutiny. And we'll kind of just sit on this for a while, actually. We definitely
We caught a dirty rat trying to break
need to
our
do some of
stuff.
that. Look at how much that knocks out. That knocks out our stuff as well. But it's just iron. I don't really care. You know. Catching a dynamite is certainly a good thing right now. I'm tempted to go ahead and grab another goon. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's a good idea. But here's the thing. Look at the price of this right now. Look at how cheap this is. This is nothing. This is so nothing I can just do that. That's how nothing it is right now. It's insane. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it at all. And for the last one, let's secure a little bit more water. And at this point, even if someone fights back, I'm not sure I really care. They can commit a lot of resources into fighting that. And it might not work out well for them anyway. It was a little bit early, but it's just that the time was right to make it happen, you know? To make that transition.
The black market is online.
We got frozen, and that's kind of unfortunate, but we can fight back. It's not like we're completely without tools because of it. Unfortunately, that means we're not purchasing a goon squad right now, which would be really nice to be doing. This is a risky play. I don't go for off-worlds much, because off-worlds are frankly a terrible decision most of the time. But sometimes they can work. So we're just kind of hoping this is one of those times. It looks like it might be. We might be able to make it happen, but we're not sure. He's defending himself. That's good. His debt seems very low. I think that dust storm really turned the game quite a lot. Like, the timing on that dust storm was just atrocious for us. But it happens. There's not much to do about it. How much money are you actually sitting on? 12-ish thousand. Not even enough to buy a share right now for his current cash level. So that's good, at least. Keep selling the glass.
The black market is online.
Get that down. He's defending himself, which is fantastic. It's exactly what we need him to be doing right now. Glass production is not that great at the moment,
a dirty rat trying to break
but
our
could be
stuff.
very strong. Thank you for the dynamite. I'm actually just going to hold it because I don't know where any goons are right now. Well, no, I'm not. We'll stop whatever he's up to.
Off-world shipment launched. Look at all
Look
the money.
at all the money. 160,000. The question is, can I push for another one? Probably. Not guaranteed, though. Not guaranteed. We do need to repair this, because it's kind of important that we have that online. Pretty cheap to repair right now, though. Not a huge deal. I'm thinking it's time to get out of here. Move into some of this. Another interesting option. I have nanotech, right? Yeah. Okay.
The black market
I have
is
nanotech, which opens
online.
up options, including just scrapping an entire off-world if I really need to, and killing off Asimov. Which would be a funny option, that's for sure. Okay. What happens if I just delete it? Look at all that. Look at all that money. Nanotech's too good. Nanotech's too good. He blew up my off-world, so instead of going for a rebuild on it, I was just like, whatever. I'll just take 200 of that steel back. It'll work just fine. Let's get some power down before anything too terrible happens.
Look at all the money.
More off-world. By the way, one of the reasons I went off-world this game, price of food is effectively 600 off-world, so that's really nice. Game should be pretty easy to clear out from here. Herbert and Bradbury not really doing a thing. Senate's trying to make it happen, but it just wasn't going to happen. It was an off-world game. It's a weird game, but it was an off-world game. Keep going. Once those last launches happen, we should basically have the game wrapped up for
Freelance
ourselves.
pirates are auctioning their services to the highest bidder.
I don't know if it's even worthwhile to throw down another off-world. I guess we could try it. It's pretty cheap.
6.
If we get an extra launch because of it, we'll have made a pretty solid profit. So that's all right.
1,000.
But yeah, Herbert and Bradbury, non-factors in the game. Let's be honest. They just weren't. They just weren't important at any given time.
Online.
It was all about the fight between myself and Senate's. Let's see if they defended. Nah, let's not, because that might just hand over and dynamite and get our off-world blown up. We don't want any of that. Worth noting that they weren't really helping on the whole beat down my off-worlds front, which you could kind of expect out of them, because they were in a lot of trouble most of that game. What got me? Oh, well that's actually okay. That was costing me money. All this debt, not a care in the world because my stock price is too high for it to matter.
Look at all the
Buy me some Herbert, who was apparently Kron,
off-world
and buy me
shipment
some Bradbury,
Look at all
who was the other
money.
guy, a Barashka. Kron apparently left. He had said he might because he was from Brazil, and if he had too much lag, he was going to leave. Yes, and it's the other players really did just let both of us spiral out of control. I goofed too much. I'm Kron, by the way. Okay, so apparently Kron just left toward the end once the game was over. That's entirely understandable. Yeah, I don't really know. Let's check the map, see if we can figure out what the other two players were doing wrong, because they were really non-factors that game, right? It was just myself and Senates. So let's check here. I don't know exactly who had what. I think this was the guy with the geotherm, which was an interesting decision as a scavenger. I don't really agree with it. So green, whoever green was, who was green, was Abrashka. Had the geotherm, not something I really like. We can see they were making electronics, which was clearly a terrible decision after the electronics surplus. That was a terrible idea. These waters were still waters. They probably stayed waters most of the time. These guys look like they didn't move as the match dictated, right? Like, Senates mostly stayed still, and that was okay for him because he just committed into resources that were usually powerful. If he had adjusted a bit more, maybe if these water pumps weren't water pumps, maybe if he'd moved into chems at the right time, tried to like force something to happen, then we would have had to respond. But realistically, we were in the driver's seat from the start with that game. We were always in control. We never needed to change the direction because we had a clear path to victory the whole time. So as long as the game continued like it did, we were going to win quite handily. The other players really needed to make a move, make something happen, change the game in some fashion, get a hacker array down, go for a crazy power play, go for a play with the virtual reality. Something had to happen somewhere, and nobody really did anything. So it was just a very simple, clean win for the most part. Nobody really had a chance. Let's check. Let's check. Yeah, we can see I made 135 on glass, fair amount on steel, a lot on food, sold a lot of food off-world, which is where this purchasing came in. And the numbers aren't big this game. The numbers aren't big this game. You can see how relevant those off-worlds were because it was a smaller game. On-world prices stayed very, very small. They didn't go as out of control. They didn't go completely crazy. The only thing that really started to go crazy was power. But by the time power really started biting us, the game was already over. But yeah, smaller games, off-worlds are a lot better, which is why we picked up thinking machines, just in case. Turned out pretty well for us, quite frankly. Thinking machines can really turn off-worlds into an interesting option. Quite viable. Let's check shortages and surpluses. None and none. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Somebody needed to be doing something to mess with me. Like a short on glass at the right time could have caused a serious problem because I was the only one in glass, significantly. Right? Let's see how much everybody made on glass. I made 120-ish. Senates made nothing. Abrashka made basically nothing because he purchased and sold down 7,000. And Kron, nothing. Like a glass surplus would have been huge that game. Would have caused me so many problems if somebody had just responded to my glass dominance, my monopoly, effectively on glass, with a surplus. Another thing I could have done was move into hack array and go for a glass short, but I don't like doing that. I find that boring. I wanted to try the off-world this game.